Hello, good morning everybody. Let me introduce myself. My name is presentasi, and I am from English Education Study Program Faculty Teacher Training and Education at Wacana Christian University 2020. Now I will present my proposal with the title of An Analysis on Figurative Speech Seputar Warisan Adat of Sikar Agency. My first supervisor, Dr. Anda Renata SBTM Home and Nanyana and Benu SPDM Home. Chapter 1 Background. This proposal is about a figure of speech expression and idea through or imaging image with words that has meaning more than the concept in spoken or written text. Figurative language is language that use words or expression with a meaning that is different from the literal interpretation, according to Kera 2009. Figurative language helps the speaker or writer to figure out the ideas in another concept. For example, he speaks like a fire, that means he speaks in high spirit. Perrine 1982. Mention that are four main reasons of using figurative language. First, figurative language affords readers imaginative pleasure of literary works. Second, it is a way of bringing additional imagery into verse, making the abstract concrete. Based on the writer experience, people like to speak in figurative way to the ideas sound elegant in specialist ceremony. There are many special occasions in Sikamomere, like to propose girl, wedding speech, body people make restaurant house, welcome party for famous people that come to the Momere, like Pope Governor, that use figurative language. Therefore, the writer interests to observe this research with the title and analysis on figurative seputaran in seputaran warisan adat of Sikar Agency. With the research question, what are the types of figurative speech in seputaran warisan adat of Sikar Agency? What are the reasons of using figurative seputaran warisan adat of Sikar Agency? Aim of research, to describe the types of figurative speech in seputaran warisan adat of Sikar Agency. To mention the research of figurative speech in seputaran warisan adat of Sikar Agency. The significance of study implicates the result of this study is to support the theory of Crystal 1999 that mentions 7 types of figurative language, and the theory of Perrine 1982 who mentioned that there are 4 main reasons of using figurative language. Applicants, the first, to provide additional information to the readers, especially for English students to understanding figurative speech, to help students get more realized about figurative speech that can be adopted as test research. Chapter 2, Literature Review. In this part, the writer mentioned the similarity preface. Figurative language used by the students in writing a personal letter by Hu Taurang in 2017. Second analysis of figurative language used in college novel entitled Alchemist by Harya 2016. Third, on the similarity and distinguishability of humor and figurative speech by Bigman. The study aims to discuss the relativity. The next concept presents the meaning of the title in the study. Theoretical framework, figurative speech is a form of language that depart from normal words or sentence on form common literal meaning of word or sentence on form common literal meaning and goes beyond the literal meaning of words to achieve the particular effect. Types of figurative. Some types of figurative language are stated by Crystal 1999 as following. The first, simile, and second metaphor, and the third hyperbole, 4 personification, 5 irony, and 6 illusion, and then last imaginary. And the next, reason of figurative language. The reason of figurative language is used imaginative language because when the speaker or the writer cannot express in the ideas in real meaning, to say equal the ideas by figure in it in things like hair head is like a stone or strong hair. The figurative language is usually found in some literary work such as novel and short story. In writing a novel, writer mostly use figurative language. Merriam-Webster and Encyclopedia of Literature, 1995, says the reason of figurative language as a form of expression, smile and metaphor used to convey meaning. And chapter 3, research method. In this research, the writer will use qualitative, and therefore the writer will use documentation analysis about the types and the reason of figurative speech in seputar warisan adat of Sika Regency. And types and data resource, the writer will analyze the sentence in seputar warisan adat of Sika, then classify into the types and the reason of figurative speech. And research informants, and they are native speakers. They must master the language. They must have the age above 30 years old. They must be health and communicative persons. Data research, the writer will use print document of seputaran warisan adat of Sika in Maumere Sika language. And research procedure, the procedure that will be used in this research as follows. The first will find out figurative language in seputaran warisan adat of Sika Regency. And the second, the writer will read seputaran warisan adat of Sika in Maumere Sika language. And the third, the writer will underline figurative language. And the next, identify the types, the figurative language. And the next, the writer will explain the types and the reason of figurative language. And the next, the writer will analyze the data by using descriptive qualitative analysis. And the last, the writer will report the result of this research. Method and technique data analysis. The technique of data analysis in this research is descriptive qualitative analysis. The qualitative method is kind of research without using any calculation or statistic procedure. That's all for me. Thank you and see you.